Welcome back everybody to episode 17 in our F1 Manager 22 career mode, role-playing as Dario Franchitti, being the boss of AlphaTauri. Got the Singapore Grand Prix up in this episode, so let's get cracking. At the end of last episode, we got the email from the FIA looking at how the vote went for the financial regulation changes that were proposed before the Italian Grand Prix, and we voted for it. So did Ferrari, so did Haas, and that was it. So we're coming up with a few things about to be ready. Our front wings will be ready in a couple days, so will our side pods. We got 5 days for the chassis and also 5 days for a brand new suspension design, and then we'll be able to go with something else for next year. Probably a research project is what I'm thinking. Okay, so I've been playing around with the design and research tabs. We have 44 days until our next research period is ready. So we are going to design a new suspension, research a new suspension for next year. We're going to chew up the rest of our fluid dynamics and wind tunnel hours on that. We're going to rush this through, so we can go 18 days for that. It's going to only cost 200 grand. And then once that one is up, that will also give us time to design a new side pod. So I'm going to make 6 new front wings, because that takes us up to 18 days, which is when the other one is ready. So we'll do that. Going to have a lot of them, but that's fine. There you go, the design center is fully upgraded now. Sweet. So what buffs does that give us? Bit of a price increase from 350 a month to 525. We can now do an extra project. Wait, ooh, hang on, does that mean we can do one right now? Also got an email from Maria Zilpa, our personnel officer, saying that Baumforth has a couple of development points. We haven't really checked our staff. We've been mainly checking the drivers for development points and not our staff. So I'm going to go ahead and put their points into stuff, and then we'll check if we can do another research project or design project now that we've upgraded the design center. So he does have a extra point, so I'm going to put that into communication for him. Faster growth between the race engineer and their paired driver. If we get rid of him for next year, then that's probably meaningless, so I'm going to put another one into feedback for Yuki. See if we can get him a bit quicker. And what do we want to do with Baumforth? What's his lowest one? DRS delta and high speed downforce. Yeah, I'm going to go the downforce levels, I think, with him. And do we have any with the technical chief? We do. His lowest is suspension, which isn't overly critical. Front wing is. I'm going to go front wing for him. So that's how the new suspension would be for us. Our top speed gets a bit of a boost, our acceleration as well. Our cornering goes up a bit. Everything goes up except the engine cooling. I'm pretty happy with that. So we're going to normally manufacture 6 more of our suspension. It's going to take 30 days, which will coincide perfectly with our research project. So not much else to do other than head to the track. So I'll see you in Singapore.
We're here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit and the Singapore Grand Prix is just about to start. The name Singapore means City of Lions, and this weekend Formula One will be roaring into action. The bumpy street surfaces here make this a challenging circuit for the drivers, and the humidity causes them to lose as much as 3 kilos over the course of a race. But it's also tough on the cars, with 23 corners to tackle each and every lap. Good low-speed downforce will make all the difference here. This is it. We're down to the last few races of the season, and it's time for that final push. Who will be crowned champion at the end of it all? We'll find out soon enough. The weekend begins here.
Okay, so it looks like a dry weekend for us. No rain in sight. So once again, I will catch you after practice, and I'll show any of the highlights if anything interesting happens.
Virtual safety car, virtual safety car.
Copy.
It's just a yellow at the moment, just a yellow, keep the head down.
Let's take a closer look. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one. A definite collision there. That's very unfortunate.
Virtual safety car, virtual safety car.
They've crashed out! Let's see what happened there. Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin. That crash is terrible news for the team.
It's just a yellow at the
Here's the replay. Now let's look. We're watching Nicholas Latifi. They've lost control, and there's the crash. Our race weekend continues as we head into FP3 and then qualifying. The teams will be looking to build on yesterday's momentum. Having seen how the cars and drivers are reacting to the circuit, they have a little more time to make some final changes. But by the end of the day, we'll know exactly how the drivers will be lining up on the grid for tomorrow's race. What does today have in store? Only time will tell.
It's just a yellow at the moment, just a...
Let's take a look at the replay. Now we see the Williams here. Dear me, they won't have been expecting that.
So, virtual safety car. Lift off to avoid instability.
Copy.
We can take a look now. Now, just watch the Mercedes here. Clearly, something went very, very wrong there.
Okay, so end of all three practice sessions, and incident filled, I guess you could call it, for all three sessions. Had a few, no full safety car, but a lot of VSCs. None for our guys though. Both our guys made it through all three sessions without incident. We decided to not go for any lap time in practice 3. We were just testing the tires, how long they could last. There were 2 incidents in practice 1. I'm sure I've got the replays in there, but both Lance Stroll and Zhou Guanyu crashed out. In practice 2 we had just, I think, the one incident with Nicholas Latifi, who also binned it in practice 3, and also Lewis Hamilton had a bit of a meeting with the wall in practice 3, but other than that, not too bad. You can see that we're 2 seconds off the pace. Yuki's been about 7 or 8 tenths behind Pierre in all 3 sessions, so I don't know if it's just a case of Pierre being much more confident around here or what, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess. Reasonably comfortable for us. We managed to get both drivers through Q1. Once again, Yuki is miles off the pace though, and I don't think he'll be able to get through into Q3 at that level. He needs to find basically 4 tenths, doesn't he, in order to knock off one of the Alphas. 2 tenths would get him up to Esteban, Got the usual suspects being knocked out, both Williams, both Aston Martins, and Mick Schumacher in the Haas. Alpine look pretty decent, so did Mercedes. It was an excellent lap by Verstappen there, clear of Carlos by nearly 6/10 there. But Lewis does have a penalty, and I think the other driver who has a penalty is Latifi, so that's not going to affect anything. So I'll have to see how Q2 goes.
We've had a crash. Let's have a look. All eyes on Kevin Magnussen here. And there we see the crash.
There we go, as expected, Yuki did not make it through to Q3, unfortunately. P13, depending on where Lewis starts, or how big his penalty is, he might start 12th. But anyway, he missed out on P12 by a couple tenths, I think. Just over 2 tenths to Esteban Ocon. Found a little bit of time, but not enough. Pierre found a decent amount, tenth and a bit, to jump up to P7 there. I don't think the Mercedes are within reach this weekend. We're a good couple tenths behind George and a good half second off Lewis. So I don't think we'll be in the mix with the Mercs. Looks like our fight's going to be with the Alfa Romeos, the Alpines, and probably the McLarens based on how Lando and Daniel went. We'll see how Q3 goes with Pierre. Hopefully he gets a good one in. Can he split the Mercs? Can he beat the Mercs? Probably not. Let's find out though.
There's been a crash. Let's take a closer look. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one. Oh, a nasty crash there.
So it'll most likely be P7 on the grid for Pierre, with Lewis's penalty. He's about the only one who couldn't find any time in Q3 there. Just about matched his Q2 time. Most of the other guys were able to find a little bit. Carlos slowed down a touch. Leclerc, 1,000th of a second, that's pretty much nothing. Same with Sergio. Max found a little bit, as did Lewis and George. And Valtteri. Valtteri found basically 1/10 of a second there. So I'm guessing Pierre will go P7 and Yuki will be P12. That's my estimate. Lewis probably at the back, depending on what exactly his penalty is. Zhou had a crash on his hot lap, his first hot lap, so not a great day on that half of the Alfa Romeo garage. But they'll be pretty happy with where Bottas is. And he's only 1/10 and a half behind Russell there, but Lewis has a bit of an edge around here on George, 3/10. So Lewis is probably going to be safe for P5. Well, I take that back actually. With his penalty, he's not. If he didn't have his penalty, P5 is probably where he'd be, unless he could hang on to the back of Carlos or Sergio, but we'll see where Lewis starts. I'll catch you for the race.
Drivers are strapping themselves in, ready for race day.
Alpha Tauri did rather well in qualifying. Let's see if they can manage to achieve a strong start for the race itself. We saw a reasonable push from Mercedes in qualifying, and they'll have plenty of opportunities here to achieve a great result. And the clouds today look very ominous, which means that teams may have to contend with rain at some point during the race.
Well, we've got some fascinating strategies that are sure to be applied today. But for now, all eyes shift to the starting line of the Singapore Grand Prix.
Well, I'm not too sure what Karen Chandok was talking about. It says that the race is supposed to be clear skies and, I was going to say sunny, but it's at night, and moony, with no rain in sight anyway. But he thinks the clouds are ominous, and we might get some precipitation on the track at some point. We'll have to wait and see on that.
Cloudy skies tonight, with the drivers now having taken position on the grid. There we have Pierre Gasly. Not as close to the front as they might have wished for, but we know the race order can change a lot during those first few corners. And And behind them, there's Sonoda. With their starting position in the back 10, they'll have their work cut out for them. Will their hard work pay off today? And this is it, the Singapore Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Thanks, Crofty. Decent start there. Pierre maintains position. Yuki is battling away with Ricardo from the looks of it. Looks like Bottas got in front of George, who's fighting back there. I'm going to go back on neutral, I think, with the battery here. We'll save a little bit. And we shall see how our fuel burn's going. Oh, safety car. That's gonna potentially save us a little bit. So we are going to go on conserve, actually. Conserve these tyres. I'm gonna guess that most people are on the softs. Everybody except Ocon, Vettel and Stroll are on the softs. Everybody else is on... Sorry, Ocon, Vettel and Stroll are on mediums. Everyone else is on the softs. Good to know. We're the only ones with fresh softs. The safety car is out. Not sure what for.
Safety car deploy. Okay, Max is off in front.
Oh, Verstappen's out. I'll have to have a look at that.
It's a crash. Let's see what happened there. Now here we see Max Verstappen. There's the crash. The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly.
Well, he's out of the race, Crofty, so I think it is going to set him back.
Racing from the line, racing from the line.
Okay. So we're going to go aggressive again. We're going to go push, and we're going to go deploy. Or should we go on overtake? Let's go on overtake, I think. Go aggressive. Go overtake. And I think what we're going to do, we're going to tell them to drive in clean air in an attempt to pass these guys. So Leclerc leads.
And we have margin to push a little bit more the tires.
Okay.
He has a look at Valtteri, doesn't quite manage it. Yuki didn't quite get around Esteban either, unfortunately. But we've still got it on overtake. See if we can get around Valtteri. We're right on him. Having a look. Oh! Valtteri put the squeeze on us. Didn't quite manage it. Alright, we'll go back to normal, I think. And looks like Esteban managed to fend off Yuki as well. We also need to get around Esteban, because he, of course, is on the mediums. Oh, it looks like Sonoda might have done that.
That's a position gained for AlphaTauri. Here's the replay.
Oh, and Pierre gets around Valtteri.
Gasly. Moving up a place there. Excellent work from them.
And now I wish I had to put the extra little finish bonus on us. Because of course, we get the free spot from Verstappen for both our guys. But anyway. Oh, safety car, safety car. Conserve, boys. All the harvest we can get. So Yuki just made that pass at the perfect time there. But we got another safety car.
We've just had a crash on the track. We can take a look now. Now just focus on the Haas. Thank goodness nobody else was involved. That was a big crash.
It's not a good day for K-Mag there. Though he lasted longer than what Max did, I guess. So where will Charles go? He went pretty late last time. To see if he's going to do it again here. Okay. Go aggressive again. We'll go push. And we'll go overtake. I think we will also go driving clean air. See if we can get a bit of a gap here. Actually no, we'll go deploy instead of overtake, I think. We'll watch Pierre. See if he can get around Valtteri.
Okay.
I see Joe having a look at Lando. Couldn't quite manage it. Yuki's right on Fernando. And Pierre is all over Valtteri. Trying to get alongside him. Not really working. Having a look up the inside. So does Yuki. Yuki doesn't make it stick, but Pierre does. Okay, we'll go back to neutral for him now. Likewise with that. We'll keep it on fuel burn and we'll just put this on standard. Oh, we're still on clean air, aren't we? Let me get rid of that. There we go.
That's a position gain for Alpha Tauri.
Oh, safety car again. 2 cars out this time. The other Red Bull I see there. And let's see, so yeah, he's out. And who else is out? Sainz and Perez. So we're up to P2. P2 and P7, I guess. Yuki got passed by Lando there, unfortunately. That's fine. I missed seeing how Pierre got around
And it's more than one car.
George, but that's alright. We'll watch the replay of the crash.
Let's take a look at the replay. Let's have another look. Science is the focus here. And there's the collision. It's caused absolute carnage.
Terrible day for Red Bull.
And that was a bitter blow for the team. And it may have really hurt their overall chances.
So Perez is listed as still going? Yes, he is. So Sainz is out, but Perez is still going. He has a penalty, though, of course. Well, we're not going to be able to stick with... Oh, Charles is in. So is George. On lap 12? Oh, lap 15. Well, we're not pitting. Not yet, boys. So it's a 1-2 for AlphaTauri right now. I guess the question is, what are they going to be going on to? So let's watch Charles. He's on a set of the mediums.
Alonso just pitted.
He's the first man out in P6. As we know, Ocon, Stroll and Vettel are all on mediums. Actually, we can avoid the curbs right now because we're behind safety car. That's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to go now. We're going to go aggressive, we're going to go push, and we're going to go deploy for both our guys. And we're going to see if we can run away from the Ferrari. Oh, hang on. I'm still in clean air, aren't I? Avoid the curbs is going to get taken off. Sorry, avoid curb, not clean air. So we are going.
We have margin to push a bit more.
Yeah.
Leclerc's having a look at Sebastian. Does not manage it. Oh, he does manage it. I take that back. So one Aston Martin negotiated. He's got another one, and then Esteban. So we need to run here. See if we can pull away from Esteban. And we have. So far. But we're going to chew up here. Leclerc does not manage to get around Stroll. Actually, let's watch Charles here. Does he get around him here? He's got extra engine performance, but he does not have DRS. So if Lance can hold him up for another lap, that'd be amazing for us. He's going to have a look. He can't manage it. We still got 20% that we can go on these tyres, so we're probably going until a good lap 30 or so, and then we can probably be aggressive on the medium. So what are their medium tyres at? 86%, so by the time we pit, they'll be around 80. Maybe worse. Russell is catching us though, and he's dragging Esteban along with him. Okay, I'm going to tell Yuki to hold back cars. Oh, that did not work at all.
Mercedes moved up a place.
We're still going to tell him to do it anyway. Esteban got around him. So if he can hold off Valtteri and Esteban, at least for a little bit of time, then we'll be okay. Still going to push on these tyres for another... Actually, no. This is the lap to pit, isn't it? Pierre is in. We're going to have 20% better tyres than those guys around us. We're not going to get in front of Lewis, I don't think. Away goes Pierre. We should get in front of Lando, though, with Pierre. And we should get in front of Zhou with him. 2.6. Good stop, boys. Oh, we didn't quite manage it. Alright, he needs to get past
And overtake available when you need.
Copy.
Vettel right now. And does. He also, if he can get around both of them, that'd be amazing. He has managed it. Sweet. Deploy. We need to deploy here
Doing well, Yuki.
for both our boys. We'll keep it on push for now, I think.
Deploy as much as you can.
So let's deploy. Let's see if we can catch up to Fernando.
Let's take a closer look. Now look at this. It's Pierre.
Okay, this was the move around Esteban. Oh, just a DRS move. Okay. We are pushing a little bit on the tyres. Oh, George gets around. Oh, no, it's Lewis, isn't it? Lewis gets around Esteban at the same time.
Driver's team there cheering them on.
We've got 20 laps to go. We've used up 23% of the tyre. So we should be fine for that, I think. Those guys are going to be pushing it, I think. We're going to push on these tyres now. I think we can do this. I don't know about them, but I'm feeling confident that we can. Hamilton was... Oh, Hamilton's on hards. He's going to be fine then. Perez gets around... Oh, safety car. So who crashed? Yuki is still going, so is Pierre. Oh, Danny Rick did, okay.
Now look at this. Daniel Ricciardo involved here. Dear me, they won't have been expecting that.
Sums up his year, really, doesn't it?
That's going to be a big blow to the team. Will they be able to recover? We'll see.
Okay, so that's one less guy we got to worry about. We need to catch up, boys. Come on, Sergio. Move your butt, mate. We know we can make it on the tyres. We know we should be fine on the fuel. And everything looks good.
We have margin to push a bit more.
Copy.
We get around the Alfa Romeos. No, that's not an Alfa Romeo, that's an Aston Martin. There's also a Williams in the way there. Should get out of our way, and he does. So we're trying to chase down George Russell, Lewis Hamilton, and Charles Leclerc. We're not going to be able to get Leclerc, he's got too much pace on us. But we might be able to get one of the Mercs here. Oh, Mick Schumacher got a lot of time lost there. We're right on... He got around Sergio. Was not expecting that. Alright, get the Williams out of the way of us, please. Thank you.
That's a position gained for Alfa.
Yeah, I want to watch this. How did he get past him?
Now let's look at this. The focus on
Oh, we just powered past him. Shoves him wide. And Sergio let him have the spot. Okay.
moving up a place there. Excellent work from him.
Softer compound tyre, of course. Medium versus hard.
It's a big moment. The team are clearly delighted.
This has been a pretty decent race from us so far.
Currently pit stream.
Oh, safety car again. Who crashed? Mick Schumacher. We'll watch that.
Sounds like there's been a crash. Here's the replay. Now just focus on the Haas. They've lost control, and there's the crash.
So that's both Haas's out. Magnussen went out early on lap 8 or whatever, and then Mick goes towards the end there. Yuki has a top 5 in front of him. Pierre has potential win in front of him. He's got to get around George Russell and Charles Leclerc if he wants to do that, though. Normal position, normal racing condition has resumed. Alright, so we're going to go aggressive, push, and deploy, I think, for everything. We don't need to worry about the tyre, we don't need to worry about the engine. We shouldn't need to worry about DRS. Let's gun it. Ocon gets around Valtteri. We are all over George Russell here. No DRS. probably be activated next time by. Oh, Muscles is way past. Nice move, Pierre. Oh, Yuki locked up. That's points done for him. Yuki, you absolute muppet. Oh, he's out.
Okay, are you okay?
Safety car, that's it. That is it. It's gonna end. And Yuki flubbed it completely there.
2 cars out, a lot of debris.
We can take a
Yuki
look
and
now.
Lewis.
Now, just watch the Mercedes here.
Oh, did Lewis go into the back? No. Yuki went into the back.
Oh, there's chaos on the track.
Yeah, Yuki's getting fired at the end of the year.
I'm really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly.
Alright, well, we're going to just tell him. Aggressive, push, and deploy. Let's go for it. See if we can get Charles on the line. That'll be hilarious if we can. And... no. A tenth of a second. Oh, well, it was worth it. Worth it.
Well, this weekend, Pierre Gasly flew us to the stars. This is a tremendous podium result. It's joy all around for the team. The Frenchman was in sublime form today, fully deserving of his podium finish here. It was a hard-fought contest for all three drivers, each one securing precious points for their team. This was well-deserved for AlphaTauri, a solid weekend of racing.
This was an extremely convincing race for them. They're one impressive team, and they deserve to celebrate this properly.
And after this result, the team is fourth in the constructor standings.
Next round will see us head east as F1 prepares for the Japanese Grand Prix. We'll see you at Suzuka, a firm favorite for the drivers.
So your race results there. Leclerc with the win, Gasly P2, Russell P3, Ocon gets 4th, Bottas rounds out the top 5. Pierre also gets the fastest lap point. Alonso P6, Perez managed to get up to P7 after binning it somewhat early on in the race. Lando gets some points for McLaren there. Zhou Guanyu recovers after his crash in qualifying to get a couple points for Alfa Romeo there. And Albon picks up Williams' first point of the year. Big result for Williams, actually. I don't think that will do a whole lot for them, though, unfortunately. I think they're still going to be 10th. Stroll and Vettel just missed out there on possible point there. Latifi is the last finisher, although both Lewis and Yuki will be classified as finishers because they got within, what, the last 5 laps or so. Mick Schumacher might be classed as a finisher as well, to be honest. Ricciardo went out, single car incident. Sainz got taken out by Perez. Magnussen and Verstappen did not make it very far. Max crashed on lap 1, Kevin on lap 7 or 8. Drivers' Championship, due to Carlos's DNF, Charles makes big gains and is now 28 points in front of his teammate. Perez gains a little bit of ground on Max there for P3. Lewis stays P4. Pierre gains a big chunk of points, so I guess thanks to Yuki's misdemeanor, he's taken Lewis out of the race with him and allowed Pierre to close up that gap. But it's still 18 points, so a decent amount with, what, 5 races to go? And now we only have 3 guys who have not scored points: Vettel, Schumacher, and Latifi. So Lando jumps past Danny Rick there. McLaren's still not having a particularly great year though. So there you go, all the teams have scored points. Ferrari, I would imagine, have clinched by now. Red Bull probably have clinched P2. We are hanging on in P4. We lost a single point to Alpine. Alfa Romeo, a bit further back, so I still think the fight will be between us and Alpine for P4 there. McLaren gained 4 points over Haas, and Williams are now level on points with Aston Martin, but Aston is still classed as ahead of them. 2.6 mil there, we bank, not too bad. We would have had more, I think, if Yuki had have managed to keep it on the road there, but that was the only mistake he made all weekend, actually. So usually he has some adventures in practice, but he didn't do that this time. He saved it for the race, I guess. So Patrick Stafford is now saying that the board has high confidence in us, and we should expect a good review in a couple months. Despite some bold moves and close racing from the world's fastest drivers, it was fortunately a race free of retirements. Well, Michael Loom, I don't know what race you were watching, but it was clearly not the Singapore Grand Prix. So it says our research on our suspension for next year's car will be complete in a couple of days. So we'll be able to get started on a new design once that is done for this aerodynamic testing period. We've got the Japanese Grand Prix around Suzuka up in 4 days' time, so tune in to the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Have an awesome day, like, subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.